Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Today our topic is about the Bible versus the Quran. As we see in front of us on the screen, I hope that's first my voice is clear. Please inform me if you have any problem with the sound, so we can correct the issue. And please invite your friends, and you can copy a link of the video and post it on YouTube, or in Facebook, Twitter. Invite your friends to join us, and maybe we can get some Muslims who have the courage or the knowledge to speak to us. However, based on my experience, Muslims, they don't dare really even to do so. As you see in front of us today in the screen, we have a Muslim. He keeps saying to the Christians on Facebook, until now nobody answered my question. And what is his question? Simply, he is quoting from the book of Revelation, where it's speaking about the four corners of the earth. And supposedly, this is obviously, according to him, this is a clear scientific error. So today we are going to answer him, and we are going to show him what his Quran says about same issues, and let us see how Muslims can refute what we say. And if there is any Muslim have the courage ever, and this is a challenge for every Muslim Abdul exists in this universe, the one who hear me live and the one who will hear me after, anytime you wish, anytime, any day, any year, as long as I'm alive, for sure. If you have the courage to debate me, let me know. Sometimes I wonder why Muslims, they defend their prophet either by screaming or a threat, they send me death threat, or by text terrorism, flooding the internet with text and false fictions. It's not exist. Why we cannot find a Muslim who study his religion, he is willing to come and speak to us and debate us and let people judge. The reason for that, they knew if you are a person who know the religion very well, they will never dare to debate you. But if they think that you are just a Western man who do not speak their language, the Quran language, you do not know really much about Islam, you will find many Muslims want to debate you. Actually, they will be fighting over debating you. But the second they notice that you know more than their God himself knows about their religion, they flee. So let us start for today, and I hope my sound again is clear. Please, if you have any problem, let me know, so we can solve the issue with sound if there is any problem. So the question here in front of us, if you read with me, after this I saw four angels standing at the four corners of the earth, holding back our four winds of the earth, to prevent any etc. So he is saying that's okay, this is a clear obvious error, and he is saying, and he is adding, this is not to east and to west. The reason he add this, by the way, because in the Quran it says that there is two east and there is two west, and he rushed into posting this, so I will not mention it. He think by doing that he will save himself from being busted, because the Quran says there is two east and two west. How you can have two east and how you can have two west? I will not go by my own interpretation. I will not go by his interpretation. I will go by the scholars of Islam interpretation. However, this is the last thing I will play as a card to play here, because this is really not my. I will show everybody how stupid Islam is and how stupid the founder of Islam. First of all, if we go in the book of Revelation, all of us, we knew that the book of Revelation is a book of metaphorical spiritual meaning, which means everything here have nothing to do with anything physically, as much it's about spiritual. So this is a prophecy about the future, about how the angel of God, they will be surrounding this earth from every corner. Four corners of the earth is a figure of a speech, until now is used. When I say I have a map and I have south and north and east and west, the fact this is nothing but a figure of a speech, and it is, if you speak about science, this is foolish to say, because there is no east and there is no west and there is no north. This is something we draw something we agree upon in order to find out direction, and so we can understand each other. If I say I'm going east, you know what east mean. If I say, so this is a figure of speech. So a Muslim, he says to you, well, how come the Bible says such a thing? If the Bible is, obviously the Bible is wrong, because he's saying the four corners of the earth. Let us show you the Quran, Abdul, and you will laugh at yourself. And this is why this guy, he keep asking, where is the answer, where is the answer? You know, every day almost I make a video. And yesterday actually I was up until maybe 8 a.m. in the morning, working with the translator who is translating my book to the Dutch language, one of my books. So I did not really even have enough sleep, but you know, somebody had to do it. Somebody have to get the Abdul busted. So let us do it. If we go to the Quran, and remember, you know, when the Muslims, he quote for us from the Bible, he tried to give us his own interpretation. And this is my challenge to all the Muslims: find me one interpretation made by any Christians from 10 centuries ago, 14 centuries ago, 17 centuries ago. It says that this verse is about four corners, physical corners, as let us say there's a corner to hold. You will not find one. So where do you come with this interpretation? Because simply you are a person who try to false fiction things is not there. However, we as a Christians, we don't do the same as Muslims. If we want to speak about the earth first, we know that the earth is not in a shape of any corners, and the Bible speak about that thousands of years before any scientist spoke about it. If we go in the book of Job, and let me go and find the verse, Job 26, verse number 7. Read with me what the Bible says. Amazing, beautiful statement. He stretches out the north. He stretches out the north over the empty space. Here, there's a mistake in the typing. Over the empty space. I don't know why this website giving a wrong. I think there's a wrong in the printing. Hold on. Let us go. The word is coming funny. Maybe there is something wrong with the code. All right, hold on. Let me show you the verses. All right. Read with me, please. He stretches out over the empty place and length the earth upon nothing. So there is an empty place. Some translation it's come as a space. All right. However, it's an empty. So the earth is hanged on nothing, on an empty place. What is that empty place? It is the space. And he hanged the earth on nothing. So how the earth is hanged on nothing, and that is mentioned thousands of years ago, before scientists they come to us such a thing. And then a Muslim, he will say to us, the Bible says that the earth have four corners. So the first thing, the Bible confirms clearly that the earth is hanging on nothing. Same time, the Bible speak about the shape of the earth. The shape of the earth appear clearly in the Bible, in the Old Testament, that it is in the shape of like a spear or a circle. If we go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse number 20, we will find the following. It is he that he stitched upon the circle of the earth. Do you see it? So the Bible confirm that the earth is look like a circle. Actually, the translation here is using the word circle, but it's more than a sphere. Like, you know, it's in the shape of a ball. But how you say to me that the earth in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, have four corners, and yet the Bible says that the earth is not flat and the earth does not have corners? Simply that was a figure of a speech, nothing more. Because the Bible, as you see in front of us, it is speaking of how the earth is shaped. And this is long before anyone like Muhammad was exist. So when a Muslim speak about a mistake and an error in the Bible, he is just being a stupid fool, because the book of Revelation is the book of metaphorical. It's a prophecy about the future. It's a metaphorical. When the Bible speak about a beast have 7 heads, as an example, is that really a beast have 7 heads? The one we like it? No, this is about, it's a metaphorical. It's about things will happen. So in order to understand what the Bible says, go, and there's tons of interpretation made by scholars who tell you what this is mean, and you will see none of them he describe it as something physical as much it is something spiritual and about something will happen to mankind. But this is not about a beast he have 7 heads and 10 horns. Every head is symbolic for something. Every horn is symbolic for something. So when a Muslim will ask him about the Quran, he says, don't take our book upon your understanding, take it upon our understanding. How come the Muslim don't do the same? What about you take our book as we understand it, not as you understand it? Because what is matter at the end of the day is what we believe. And who, what we, when we say we, not a bunch of kids speaking about a book. If I want to show right now the Muslims the Quran, then the Muslim, he will say to me, the verse does not mean that. So what I will do, I will show you how we get the Muslims busted in the same topic. We will not change. We showed you that the Bible doesn't say that. The Bible never meant that the earth have corners, and the Bible speaks clearly that the earth is in the shape of a spear, or the shape of like a sphere of or a ball or a circle, and that is documented in front of us. However, how the Quran described the earth, there's tons of verses in the Quran, and I'm going to show you too, not only what the Quran is saying, I'm going to show you the interpretation of the Quran. So the Muslim will not say, oh, this, you know, this guy, he is giving, here we go, he have double standard. When we speak about his Quran, his Bible, you know, he reject our interpretation, and when he speak about our Quran, he give us his own interpretation. I will not do that. I will show you the interpretation of your Quran from your own scholars, and let us see what you can do. There is tons of things actually I can mention and I can start with, but not sure which one I'm going to hit you with, Abdul. Let me remember. We start with let us say, okay, we start from here. We switch to Arabic, and be my witness, I will not explain the Quran. I will just show you, and then I show you what the Muslims scholars believe. We switch to Arabic. All right. Chapter 88, verse number 20. Chapter 88, verse number 20. We go to the translation of Yusuf Ali. Let me zoom in so you guys can see it better. All right. Yusuf Ali translation. In Yusuf Ali translation, and the earth, how he spread it out. How he what? How he spread it out. Who is saying that? Yusuf Ali translation. Let us see different translation. And after I show you the translations, I'm going to show you the interpretation. Not my interpretation, remember. And the earth, how it spread. So the Muslim, they try to make it spread. The fact it says sutihat, sutihat, which means make it flat. Sutihat. All of them, they are saying, and the earth, how it's spread out. Let us see if this is true or not, because remember, this is a modern translation for the Quran made by false Muslims try to cover the mistakes of the Quran. So what we will do, we will go to the interpretation, and for sure the interpretation, we will choose the interpretation who is made by the scholars, not by someone who is a potato who is born 10 years ago and he is trying to make a new Quran by false translation. So in chapter 88, verse number 20, we go here, and this is the official government of Jordan. All right. Read it, please. And the earth, how it's spread, it is spread over the water. So according to Islam, the whole earth is floating over the water. The whole earth is floating over the water. If you remember before, we mentioned to you that the Quran speak about Noon. Noon, which is supposedly it's a whale who swim in the water, and he is carrying the earth in the top of him, and under the whale there is a ball, and under the ball and the ball is carrying the whale in the top of his head. If we go to chapter 68 verse number 1, just to show you why it says here, before we go actually to chapter 68 verse number 1, let us see different interpretation. Maybe this guy is wrong. Let us see. I will switch to Tafsir al-Jalalain. All right. So the Muslims, they will not say he is picking up his cherries. Guys, read with me. And the earth, how it's spread, it was laid out flat. Do you see it? Do you see it? Now go and find me a Christian scholar exist 17 centuries ago, 15 centuries ago, 14 centuries ago, 1,000 years ago, 600 years ago, 10 years ago. He says that the earth have 4 corners. When he gave interpretation for the Bible, you will not find one, because simply it doesn't say that. But your scholars, who they are your teachers, your masters, and you have to follow them, they are the one is saying that the earth is a flat, not me. This is not a Christian prince saying that, Abdul. Remember, I'm not the one is saying that, because I know right away you will say, oh, it doesn't say that. It does. It's in front of you. Now if we go in the Quran, just to show you why the other interpretation, sorry, it says the earth is spread over over the water, simply because the Muslims believe that the earth is swimming over the water. If we go back here, it says he spread out the earth over the water, right? Then if we go to the Quran in chapter 68 verse number 1, we will understand why they are saying over the water, because in that chapter, let us go here. All right. In chapter 68 verse number 1, as you see, this is again not my statement, not my words, not my interpretation, Abdul, so don't cry. Don't cry. It's time to fry. And from his narration and the authority of Ibn Abbas. Who is Ibn Abbas? Who is Mr. Ibn Abbas? This guy, this potato, who is he? This Abdul. He is the cousin of Muhammad, who Muhammad prayed to Allah to guide him to explain Islam, to explain the Quran. So this guy is guided by Allah. This is the only one named scholar in the history of Islam by his cousin Muhammad himself. So look what Ibn Abbas he said. In the authority of Ibn Abbas, he said regarding the interpretation of Allah saying Noon. Noon says Allah swear by Noon. Allah swear by Noon. Okay, let us see what Noon is. Which is the whale that carries the earth on its back while in the water. Now that explain why in the other interpretation for the verse we mentioned is saying that the earth is spread over the water, because the Muslims, they believe that there is a whale is carrying the earth, and the earth it's in the back of the whale, and then and beneath which is a bowl. The bowl, what? So this is beneath the whale there is a bowl, and the bowl is doing what? And under the bowl is a rock, and under the rock there's a dust, and none knows what is under the dust save Allah. Here we go, the drama. And yet Abdul is telling us about science and error in the Bible. You believe it? I mean, this is madness. They believe in such a garbage, and yet they want to give us science. They want to school us in science. And look, the drama continue. And the name of the whale is Lewis. Mr. Lewis, how are you doing? This is not Lewis Farrakhan, this is a different one. Mr. Lewis. And it says its name is Lotaya. And the name of the bull is Bahamut. You can so go right now to Google and search Bahamut. You will find that this is a very old legions and involved with other religions who they believe in a bull. His name is Bahamut, and that is in a connection with the religion of Baal and worshiping Baal, etc. So the Bahamut, the bull, is carrying the whale, and the whale is carrying the earth, and the earth is in the top of the back of the whale, and the throne of Allah in the top of the water. And then he says, and some they say the name, its name is Telahut. Here we go, or Leona. Look, what the heck? And the whale in a sea called Adwad, and it's like a small ball in a huge sea. The sea is in a hollow rock whereby there is 4,000 cracks. May the moon God give you 4,000 cracks in your heads, Muslim. What's wrong with you? Do you believe in this garbage really? And from each crack a spring of water came out. However, after all of this, later they will say to you, and maybe, and some they say that this is the word Noon is the name of Allah. Like, what the heck? A second ago it was a whale. And then we end saying that Noon is the name of Allah, and then after that, after they say this is the name of Allah, they say, and also said that Noon is an inkwell. Like, what the heck? It was a whale, end as an inkwell. There's a huge difference between a whale and a rock and a ball, and now became an inkwell. And Allah swear by the pen. Like, what the, okay, Allah swear by the pen. Why? Yes, in the same chapter, verse before, Allah swear by the pen. And the pen is made from light. Its height is equal to the distance between the heaven and the earth. You see how big the pen? There is no way Allah will carry a small pen. Do you think Allah will carry a small pen? No way. Show respect, please. The pen of Allah is very big, because He is Allah Akbar. Akbar mean bigger, so His pen must be very big, very, very big. Why Allah is carrying a pen anyway? I mean, what's wrong with this God? He carry a pen for what? Abdul, are you in drugs? Why your God have a pen? I want to know. He forgets things. He want to record things, so he want to write things down, so he will not forget it tomorrow. You see, God, He wrote to Moses because Moses is a human. But God do not need to write for Himself. If He is the Almighty who never lose memory, why God He wrote with the pen for who? And by the way, He wrote it in the tablet, in the guarded tablet, but this guarded tablet nobody can see save Him. This is the diary of Allah. Like, why Allah need a diary? I thought He's Almighty, He can remember everything and He never forget anything. Now we continue. We are not done yet. We just started. All right. So the first verse in the Quran confirmed that the earth is a flat. Let us see. If we go to the front verse, Oh, Lord have mercy. Abdul, he want to school us in science. Sometimes it's hard to believe, you know. I hate this keyboard. All right. Nothing is coming out. Yeah, because there is. Read with me, please. Chapter 78, verse number 6. أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ مِهَادًا. Okay, what does that mean? Let's see. Didn't we made the earth as a flat bed? Look what the translation came in as. And made your sleep for rest. We made what? What we made? You see, when I see the Muslim translate, I really laugh. Look, the word earth is gone from the translation. أَلَمْ نَجْعَلِ الْأَرْضَ. The word land is gone. What is the word land? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I apologize. I was reading the different verse. Have we not made the earth wide, expansive? It doesn't say that. It says we made it flat like bed. It has to change the translation. Just to show you how Muslims, just by changing the translation, you change everything in a second. Have we not made the earth an even expenses? It says change the translation. Go back. Big Tal, another has come back. Have we not made the earth an expense? Like what? Until now, nobody gave us the translation. Because the word mihad mean bed. Bed. As simple as that. Let us see Muhsin Khan. Finally, somebody he come with the real meaning. And it's a miracle. It's a miracle, my friend. Have we not made the earth as bed? And by the way, you will see right after that there's a stupid mistake in the Quran. What is that? In verse number 7. And the mountains as pidges. This is not a metaphorical, by the way, like in the book of Revelation. This is Allah speaking how he created the earth. So Muslims cannot say this is about a vision or a dream or etc. Or a prophecy. No, this is a report from Allah himself about how he created the earth. So Allah is saying to us, supposedly, the one who claimed, Muhammad claimed that God spoke to him, have we not made the earth as bed for you? Which means comfortable to sleep in, flat. And the mountains as bridges, as nails. So according to the Quran, Allah he placed the mountains on the ground. And scientifically this is absolutely false, because the mountains are coming from inside the earth, not somebody placed them in the top of the earth. The mountains happen for one of two reasons. Mostly is either the pressure of the tectonic plates between two of them, they crush over each other, and they go up in direction of a mountain. They build a mountain and they grow. The mountain are not fixed, the mountain are growing. Or it can be a volcano. However, according to the one who made the Quran, Allah, he is the one who placed the mountains as pidges, so the earth will not shake on us. Now the Muslims, they might say, okay, until now he showed us no interpretation for the verse. Why? Maybe he's hiding a secret. Let us go and find the interpretation. Remember, this is chapter 78, verse number 6. We go here. And this is the interpretation of the Muslims for their own book. As you see, Allah, he made the earth for us a place to sleep. How he make it a place to sleep? By he make it a flat like a bed. Let us see Tafsir al-Jalalain. Do you see it? The earth is a flat, is a cradle, like a bed. How the bed look like? Have you ever seen any bed is like you know, a ball, or you know, bed is a bed, is a flat. You will not be able to sleep in a place unless it's a flat. So the Quran confirm in this verse that the earth is a flat again, but we are not done yet, my friend. Let us continue. If we go to different verse in the Quran, let us go back and look for other verse. Let us see. Which one we will take? Let me remember. All right, let us take this one. I might have a cold. Should I drink camel urine, Abdul? All right. والأرض مددناها. Chapter 15 verse 19. Chapter 19 verse 15 verse 19. I'm going to save the time in order just to show the translation. Let us just go right away and see the interpretation of the verse. I will show maybe one or two translation. All right. And the earth we have spread out like a carpet. Guys, do you see it? Do you see it? How Allah spread the earth? He spread it like a carpet. This is not my words. This is not my translation. This is not my statement. This is the Abdul statement. So this verse, chapter 15, verse number 19, said clearly that Allah, He spread the earth. The earth was not like that, but Allah, He worked in it, and He spread it like a carpet. Thank you, Allah. Thank you. Please, thank you. You know, I mean, if Allah did not do that, who's going to do it? We hire a contractor or what? You know, we have a contract with a Trump to make the earth flat. So, sorry guys, I look like I have my not the flu. I think it's just my allergy. Let us continue. And this is not a spiritual teaching. This is physical, and this is how Allah, He made the earth for us. And He set thereon mountains. Do you see it? Firm. So Allah, He set mountains in the top of the earth to do what? To make a balance, so the earth will not shake on you. I mean, how in the world anyone can believe in this? If we go to see the interpretation, chapter 15 verse number 19, here we go. You see, we don't do what the Abdul do. We show them their own interpretation, their own scholar. All right. Guys, for the sake for the Christians, for the sake of God, look with me, and Muslims, for the sake of the Allah, look with me. And the earth we have stretched out, spread it as flat, and cast therein firm mountains. Do you see it? In here there is two errors. The first one, the earth is a flat, and your Quran is the one saying that. وَالْأَرْضُ مَدَدْنَاهَا. We spread it flat, and then we throw in the top of it mountains. And we know how the mountains is created again. We will not repeat the same story. And the earth is not a flat. Let us continue. We are not done. There is stones. Muhammad, he cannot keep his mouth shut. The more he talk, the more he do poo-poo. All right. What I will give you now? Let us see. Let us see. We can say, oh, okay. Let's go to the one. والأرض بساطا. Yeah. Uh, you know, I'm getting old. Need to refresh my memory. That's why I'm drinking camel urine every day. The Prophet, he said so. It must be healthy. So, chapter 71, verse number 19. What it says exactly? And Allah has made the earth for you as a carpet spread out. How the earth is? It's a carpet spread out. Do you see it, Abdul? This is in your book. Am I the one is using the word carpet? No. Now let us go to the interpretation. Save time. Chapter 71, verse number 19. 71, 19. I love it. I love it. Look at the interpretation. So beautiful. So beautiful. I'm going to convert to Islam. And Allah has made the earth flat. Open expenses for you. So how Allah he made the earth? He made it flat. And as stupid Abdul talking about the earth is have corners in the Bible. Do you believe it? I mean, how a guy who don't have eyes is speaking about vision? How someone who don't have water is speaking about how to drink? It's amazing how stupid those people are. Don't you read your books? And we are not, we did not even started yet. Let us see more verses in the Quran. We are not done. This is the beginning. Are you ready, Abdul? This is the beginning. Okay. As long as Abdul he mentioned that the Bible in Revelation 7 speak about the earth have four corners, which is a metaphorical thing. Let us see what the Quran says in this verse. Chapter 13, verse number 41. Chapter what? 13, verse number 41. Abdul, read with me, please. Thus before them, sorry, here, see they not that we gradually reduce the land in their control from outlying borders. Hold on, what outlying borders? It doesn't say borders. Let us change the translation and get the Abdul busted in his translation. Sometimes I feel like they are copying from each other. They are using Google translation. Guys, read with me. Do they not see what bring destruction upon their land by curtailing it of its sides? Okay, Abdul, what is the sides of the earth? What is the sides? The sides of the earth. I want to find the sides of the earth. Is that a metaphorical or this is physically? It's physically. Let us go and see what the Quran interpretation says, so we do not get it wrong, you know, because it might be wrong what we are understanding. We have to go by what the Muslims understand, not the Muslims today, the one you see in TV with a long beard trying to fool us. Those are, you see today, the Muslims, because they became more educated, they try to cover the shame of Islam, so they try to give it different meaning. But the scholars of Islam, they say it as it is, and those are the original scholars, not Abdul Potato who live in Canada, Shabir Ali with a long beard just to make money and business. So if we go in the interpretation of this verse, Are we going to see what the Muslims saying today in TV, or we will see a different story? We will see different story. Let us go and see chapter 13 verse number 41. Actually, I like chapter 13. It's very nice. It's where Muhammad, he says that the thunder is an angel in chapter 13 verse number 13. However, we are here. Let's talk about this verse now. All right. Or they say, or the people of Mecca have not seen how we visit the land, how we target their dimensions, and we outlighten regions by giving victory to the prophets. Here in the interpretation, they make it is about the victory of the Muslims. The infidels, they are losing their land. The Muslims, their land is increasing. The fact it doesn't say that, it says inna na'til arda nunqisuha. However, as long the Muslim interpretation says that, I will respect that. I'm not going to say anything, you know. I will keep the rules. Let us see here. Let us see Ibn Abbas. So this, the first Al-Jalalain, he did not make it as the land is have sides. Here in Ibn Abbas, he said it is sides. All right. However, this is maybe a Muslim can play with it. He can say, you see that the interpretation doesn't say really clearly that the earth have edges or etc. Let it go, my friend. Let us see. We saw you already many, but this is just one of them. Let us see more. What about what about, again, guys, I apologize if I cough. What is the size of the earth? What is the size of the earth according to the Quran? What is the size of the space? In chapter 57 verse number 21, it says that the heaven have the width of the earth and the sky and the space or the sky. So what the heaven have the same width of the earth and the sky. Let us see the translation. Again, this is chapter 57 verse number 21. The width of the heaven is the earth, the width of the garden in the top of the Muslims, which is going to be in the like their garden where they will live, the heaven where they will live, have the same width of the earth and the heaven. That's mean the heaven and the earth both, they have the same width. The earth and the heaven is exactly the width of the garden which is in the sky. What does that mean exactly? Let's see and see the interpretation, so nobody can get wrong interpretation. Chapter 57 verse number 21. All right. So Allah, he promised the Muslims a garden for the righteous works, etc., which mean the rapist and the killer and ISIS and the caliph of ISIS and those guys who rape kids like Muhammad, etc. Those are, they will give in garden in heaven, and each one of them he will have 70,000 virgin at least and 80,000 little child for sex. The Muslim, they say to serve them, but you know that doesn't make sense, because in the heaven of Allah, according to the Muslims themselves, according to their books, in the heaven of Allah you do not need servants, because whatever you wish is going to be in the front of you in a second, and your clothes will never be wrinkled, you will never take a shower, you will never get old, your clothes will never get aged. So what the servant for? Anyway, let us continue. So this garden have a dimension. What is the dimension of the heaven? is the same exact dimension of the heaven and the earth. Let us see different interpretation. Al-Jalalain. As you see, the earth and the heaven is, both of them are the dimension, the same dimension of the heaven. The heaven where, which is a garden in the sky where the Muslims will live. So how the earth and the heaven have a dimension if it's not the same dimension? Because the earth, all of us, we knew it's so small, so tiny, it's not even a dust. I mean, why you mention even the earth if the heaven is so big and so the space is so big? What is the earth? The earth is not even a dust. Let us continue. Again, we just started. We are not even close to start. Let us see. If we go in the Quran and we go to the verse where Allah, he says, wal ardu muddat. All right. Chapter 84, verse number 3. Chapter 84, verse number 3. Let us save time and go to the interpretation right away. And the earth scattered out, and when its width increased, just as a piece of leather. So how the earth is a piece of leather and it's spread out. Who is saying that? Not me, Allah. And then Allah, he put the mountains in the top of it. Let us change the translation, the interpretation. And when the earth is spread out, like spreading a flat plane. Do you see it, Abdul? Is that my words? Is that me who's saying the word flat? No, it's your scholar. And then it's also said, this is mean when the earth is removed from its place and then flattened. So the earth is flattened again. Who is the one saying the earth is flattened? This is the cousin of Muhammad himself. Are we done? Absolutely not. We have not even started yet. Muslim, should I show you more and more and more? Let us show you more. All right. Chapter 2, verse number 22. الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا والسماء بناء وأنزل من السماء ماء. So what does that mean? Translation. All right. Who has made the earth for you a couch, and the heaven your canopy, and set down rain from the heaven? So rain is coming from where? It's coming from heaven. Take a note, Abdul, right? This is not spiritual, this is not metaphorical, this is literally. And then he brought for you the fruit and the substance and set up rivers into Allah. Okay, let us see the interpretation of this. So Muslim will not say I'm making things up. Chapter 2, verse number 22. Here we go. Chapter 2. Verse number 22. Who has appointed the earth as resting place for you, a place of dwelling and sleeping, and the sky as a canopy. What economy mean for the sake of Allah, Abdul? Let us see. Soon we will see. Raised high above, and he cast water upon down, etc. in the sky. Okay, this is the first translation. This is Ibn Abbas, and this is the first interpretation. So Allah, He made the earth for you a resting place. What is a resting place in Arabic? Is used firashan. What firashan mean? Specifically or literally bed. Bed. Let us switch to Al-Jalalain. He who signed to you to create for you the earth for a couch like a carpet is laid out, neither extremely hard nor extremely soft. So how Allah, He laid down the earth for us is like a carpet. It's a carpet, and it's our bed. All right, and this is the design of Allah. Now here Allah, He mentioned the sky. The sky the sky have a story in the Quran. The sky have a story in the Quran, and the story is very sad. I don't know if I should mention the story for you, because you might cry. Right? I will show you why. If we go in the Quran, we will find there is a chapter in the Quran, chapter number 50, verse number 1. Chapter number 50, verse number 1. We go there right away in the front of your eyes. All right, this is Tafsir al-Jalalain. Guys, look at the interpretation of the verse. And please read with me the interpretation of the verse. Kaf, this is the word we are talking about, trying to get what the meaning of it. God knows best what He means by this letter. Remember, this is a scholar. This is not a guy who is driving taxi in the street. You ask him about the Quran, he have no idea what are you talking about. This is the scholar at Jalalain saying, Qaf, only Allah knows what it means. Come on, leave me alone. Leave Brittany alone. I don't know what it means. Allah knows best. So let us go to someone is higher scholar. His name is Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad. For sure he will know. That's Ibn Abbas, man. Let us see what he will say. Look at Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas, he got it right. Unbelievable. And from his narration on the authority of Ibn Abbas, that he said in the interpretation of Allah saying Qaf. Qaf, he says, it is an azure mountain overlooking this world, and the color of the skies takes from it. That's amazing. I want to come, guys, let me get the Quran. I want to say Shahada. Now I know where the sky is blue. Oh mommy, mommy blue, oh mommy blue. Should I quit my career and work as a singer? Oh Azure mountain overlooking the earth. So the earth is surrounded by a mountain. His name is Mr. Qaf. And this mountain Qaf is overlooking the whole world. By the way, I flied in, like last trip I was in China, you know, and I saw from the window, honest to Allah, I saw from the window of the airplane an azure mountain overlooking the earth, and he was blue. And this is where I learned the song oh mommy blue. Otherwise I don't like really too much blue, but since I saw this miracle, I said, like, what the heck, this is obviously, this is true, this is a miracle, this is science. How we can surround the earth by an azure mountain, Abdul, unless the earth is flat? And what what the sky is taking the color from? From the mountain. Sorry, where? From the mountain. And why is taking the color from the mountain? Because he's an azure mountain. Are you stupid or what? Azure. Oh, azure. Oh, azure, azure, azure. May Allah bless you, Azure. Oh, Azure. Oh, Azure, Azure, Azure. Unbelievable. So beautiful. Allah, all knowledgeable. Allah knows everything. Allah knows everything. Now, as long we mentioned this, maybe we should mention this to explain this to you. Maybe we should go here. There's other verse of the Quran. It says the following. All right. Chapter 13, verse number 2. It is He, Allah, who created for you this, who He left up the sky without any column that you can see. Without what? Any column that you can see. Chapter 13, verse number 2. Let us see translation. Allah is the one who raised up the heaven without visible support. Then He mounted the throne. Okay, hold on, Muslims. How Allah He lift up the heaven? What do you mean by Allah He lift up the heaven? Is the heaven really uplifted? People who they are listening to me in YouTube, is the earth lifted up, or this is say that the heaven is lifted up from us? Aren't we inside the space? We are inside the heaven. The heaven here, by the way, the sky. Heaven is not, doesn't mean the heaven like paradise. Heaven's here, the sky. So how you say that the heaven is lifted up? We are inside the heaven. We are inside the space. The earth is not even a dust inside the space. We are not out of the heaven. We are in. The whole earth is not even in the size of a mosquito compared to the universe. So how you say such a statement that it is raised up from the heaven without any column that you can see? Let us see what that means exactly. Chapter 13, verse number 2. It is He, Allah, who raised up the heaven. He created the heavens and raised them above the earth. Are you sure? Are you sure? So Allah, He carry up the heaven. Oh wow, wow. Look, man, the heaven is so heavy. Man, my back is broken by lifting the heaven up. This is literally, by the way, this is not metaphorical. This is literally. And look what it says. Without visible support. The Muslims in their miracle articles, they lie to us and they say they cut only this they arrive here and they did not mention the next where it says you can see. So they says the Quran says that Allah is who raised up the heaven without any column, and they cut it off. But the fact in the verse it says without any column that you can see, which means there is a column but you cannot see. Why we cannot see? We showed you the reason from chapter 50 verse number 1, because the columns are made from an azure mountain, which in the sky is taking the color from it. Do you remember? Remember that just the previous verse? uh, it is, and this is going to be found too in chapter 31 verse number 10. خلق السماوات بغير عمد ترونها وألقى في الأرض رواسي. Let us see the translation. Chapter 31 verse number 10 and the interpretation with it. All right. It is he who created the heaven without support that you can see. And it's also said he created the heaven with support that you cannot see, which means, you see, he created the heaven with support. But what is the issue with the support? You cannot see. All right. And then he created an earth, firm hills, firm mountains as support for it. Do you see it? People, do you see it? Support for what? The support is support for what? Guys, do you understand what I'm talking about? The support for what? Is it for the earth or for the heaven? It's for the heaven. Read with me carefully, please. Let me take this off from the screen so you can see better. All right, that's better. Read with me carefully, please. He created the heavens without support that you can see. So what he created, the whole topic is about what? Is about the heaven, the sky. It is created without support. You can see. Which means there is a support, but we cannot see. Who's saying that? The scholar, the cousin of Muhammad himself. And it's also said that this is means he created the heavens with support that you cannot see, which means with support but we cannot see, and then has cast into the earth, and he created in earth firm hills, firm mountains as support for it. Support for what? For the heaven. Do you see it? Guys, do you see it? Is it clear? The support is for what? The mountains is created for what? Is it created? Is it created? The first, the topic is about the heaven, the sky. So the sky here, let us clear this. The sky is the topic. And then Allah, he created for the sky firm mountains as support for it. Is the idea clear? Which means the sky is supported by those mountains. So why the earth is not falling down? Because the sky is held up by the columns which we cannot see, the support which you cannot see, which is mountains. And the story is not over. Continue, read with me. Why Allah he put the mountains too in the top of the earth, not only to hold the sky from falling down in the Muslims, no, he put it in the top of the earth because he, by placing the mountain in the top of the earth will not have a quake with you, earthquake. Now, is that scientifically true? The Muslims lately they made articles about the mountains is stabilizing the earth. The fact this is not true. This is absolutely false. The mountains is natural impact of the pressure in the magma, and it's not first placed in the top of the earth as the Quran is saying, as we see, because here the word, by the way, in Arabic it says wa alqa. If you speak Arabic, you know that alqa mean he throw on. It's the same word is used to speak about Jesus. that Allah he throw his word into Mary. From where? From heaven, from above. So Jesus the Messiah supposedly is the word of Allah, and his word is thrown into Mary. So Alqa, he throw what? He throw on the earth. What he throw? He throw mountains, who they are standing firms, so the earth will not shake on us. Now, if you go right now and search for a country, it's called Japan. I don't know if you heard of it. It's full of mountains, but they have an average of 6,000 to 7,000 earthquake a day. So the earth there is not stable at all, my friend. It's not only shaky, it's shaky like a crazy, like a belly dancer. And when we say a couple of thousands of earthquake, for sure, some of them, the Japanese, they feel them, and some they don't, because they are so small, so tiny. So the mountains are not really fixing the ground. However, they're important for us. This is not metaphorical. This is Allah speaking about how he created the heaven, how he supported the heaven by mountains which we cannot see, and he placed the mountains in the top of the earth so they will not be, so they will not quack not with you. And for sure this is not true. But then he did not stop. He says he created and spread in the earth. Do you see it? What he created and what he spread in the earth, all kind of beasts. Now this is different story and different mistake, because later we can show you. Maybe now we can show you. I mean, why later? We are talking. Let us share some education. If we go in the Quran, oh mommy. All right. Actually, in chapter 13 verse number 3, chapter 13 verse number 3, it says وَهُوَ الَّذِي مَدَّ الْأَرْضَ وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا رَوَاسِيَ وَأَنْهَارًا. It is he who made the earth flat, and he made in the top of it mountains, and he make rivers. And then he said وَجَعَلَ فِيهَا زَوْجَيْنِ اثْنَيْنِ وَمِنْ كُلِّ ثَمَرَاتٍ جَعَلَ فِيهَا زَوْجَيْنِ اثْنَيْنِ. What does that mean? The word zawjain in Arabic, obviously the one who wrote the Quran is a stupid idiot, because zawjain mean two pairs, not one pair. You see, zawj is two already. Zawjain is 2 plus 2. So Allah is saying that Allah created from everything 2 plus 2, and that is clear mistake. Read with me, guys. This is not my translation. This is not my translation, Abdul. Read it, please. And the earth are tracts neighboring, and garden, and vines, and field, and so on, and corn, etc., palm trees growing out single roots, etc., etc., etc. And then he says actually, sorry, we have to go up, not verse number 4. I'm reading verse number 4. And what's happening with me? Let me drink camel. Hold on. And it he who spread out the earth. He spread the out earth. Spread it out. He make it flat. And he set throwing mountains standing firm. And then flowing rivers, fruits of every kind he made in pairs, 2 and 2. Guys, the Muslims, they say to us, how you Christians believe that 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 1? And they want to give us a lesson of mathematics. We Christian, we don't believe that God is 1 plus 1 plus 1, you idiot. We believe that God, he appeared for us, he present himself in 3 persons. That is not 1 plus 1 plus 1. God is 1. We don't have many gods. Now, can you explain to me how your God, the smart Allah, he says he created from everything 2 plus 2? because based on this, he's speaking about the creation, how he started the earth. He created from everything 2 plus 2. That's mean there's 2 Eve and 2 Adam. Hey Eve, how are you? Hello. By the way, I am not the first Eve, and I'm the second Eve. What? There's 2 Eve? Yes, and then my husbands are 2 Adams too. We are 2 Adams and 2 Eve. How cute. So Allah, he created 2 and 2 bears from everything in the beginning, but that will not fit with the whole story. That will destroy the whole Quran, because this is mean Allah, he created 2 chickens male and 2 chicken females, 2 Adam and 2 Eve. How this happen? Anyway, this is just another stupid mistake in the Quran. Should we stop here, guys, or we continue? Later I have God knows how many hours to talk with the translator. If we go in the Quran, let us see this verse. All right. Where is the Lula? هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا. Let's see what does that mean exactly. Translation. Now, by the way, if the Muslims don't like what we are showing you here, you know, you can do your own homework. I mean, you don't listen to me if you don't. I mean, I'm showing you everything. Maybe they might say why he is showing Yusuf Ali, not others. I can show you. What do you want? Any Muslim in YouTube, just tell me. I will pick up. I will click at any translation you want. You want Mohsen Khan? Huh? Mohsen Khan. He it is who has made the earth subservient to you, i.e. easy for your walk. It doesn't say really that. Let us see what it says in the interpretation of the Quran, so we can get you the true meaning. It's more than this, my friend. 67:15. 67. All right. It is he who has made the earth subservient into you. He made it subservient by means of the mountains, so walk in paths. And it's also said, in mountains, hills, and valleys, therefore, and eat of his providence, and you eat of his substance. So let's change the interpretation so we can see one more. This is Ibn Abbas. That's what he is saying. Let's see Jalalain. It is he who made the earth traceable for you, easy for you to walk. So walk in its flanks and eat provision. So the whole what the verse is saying for us, Allah, he made the earth flat for us so we can walk in it. As simple as that. It was not like that. Allah made it flat. Let us continue. There's more and more verses we can go. What verses we will show you? Oh, hold on. There's something I forgot really to mention. What about we go and see what Muhammad he said about the earth? Muhammad, because Muhammad for sure he understand how the earth look like more than any Muslim in the world. I hope the Muslim will not agree, right? Look what Muhammad he said. This is Sahih Muslim, and this can be found in Sahih al-Bukhari, and this is Sahih Hadith. Here we go. Let me show the reference. Allah Messenger, PBUH. It looks like this is like a new brand of cars. Our Lord, blessed the superior, comes every day, every night. Sorry, he comes when? Every night. All right. Down. I want you to focus with me with the word down. On the nearest heaven. Where? The nearest heaven. To us. When the last third of the night. So when? The timing is the last third of the night. Location is the nearest heaven. From where to where? From up to down. Take notes, please. And in the last third part of the night remains saying, is there anyone to invoke me? So that I may respond to his invocation. If there is anyone ask me, so that I may grant him request. If there is anyone seeking my forgiveness, hello, so I can forgive him. Anyone, I'm here. Okay, hold on. When we say Allah will come down every third part of the night, come down from where? Somebody have to explain that to me, guys. How he come down? How this can happen? If the earth is not flat, which down we are talking about? Here, this is literally, not metaphorical. Allah, he come down in a certain time, certain hour, certain every day. This is not just a joke. This is not a vision. This is not a dream. So we can give it our own interpretation. Allah come every day. And which time of the day? In the third part of the night. To do what exactly? To ask people what they need. Who's asking that? Some they are asking for forgiveness. Some they are asking for they have requests from Allah. Here we go. The sky is in front of us, and Allah is going to come in the every day. And what the purpose of this coming? It's very simple. He wanna ask you, what do you want exactly? What do you want? What is your request? And then after he asks you, he grant you or he grant you not your request. Now let me open Google Earth and see how this is can work. This is Google Earth in the front of us. Let me show you. How, Abdul, you can explain to me what your prophet is saying? You know what? Let me add the timing, the day and the night for the Google. Here we go. Allah, he sent down, or he come down every night in the third part of the night. To do what exactly? To say who want anything from me, who invoke me, who is praying for me, who is asking me for something. So let us say Muhammad is saying the truth. Let us see where is Saudi Arabia. All right, Saudi Arabia. What is Saudi Arabia? Here we go. Actually, I will find Mecca. This is Saudi Arabia, Abdul. All right, this is Saudi Arabia. So if we zoom out from Saudi Arabia, as you see, Allah will come down from where? When you say down, that's mean there's up and there's down. Guys, is the screen clear? Is the screen clear? Allah will come down every day. Every day. And when? In the third part of the night. So to make it clear, coming down, that's mean I am here coming down in this direction. That is down. Down cannot be here. Cannot be here. Cannot be here. Coming down, I have to come from up to down. Because based on in what? Up to down. But the earth, in order to have it correct, this hadith, the earth have to be flat. Because then always the earth will be down and the heaven will be up. And the earth have to be placed in from one side on the water. You remember we showed you that the Quran says that the interpretation says that the earth is in the top of the whale and the whale is in the water. The Muslims believe, this is the Islamic belief, that the earth is swimming in the top of the water. And I believe this understanding came from like ancient time, because people, they dig in the ground and they find water, so they could not understand how we are in the earth and yet there is water underneath of us. To make it clear for you, let me show you something in the hadith, and I will go back. Hold on. Let's go here. First, let me show you this one. Oh, hold on. Read with me, please. This hadith has been narrated in the authority of Abi Hani, etc., 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 etc. But there is no mountain mention of his throne was upon the water. Here is, let's go, blah 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 blah. Okay, okay. All right, here we go. This is Sahih Muslim, and the one who's talking here is Muhammad, supposedly. I heard Allah Messenger saying, Allah ordained the measures of the creations 50,000 years before he created the heaven and the earth. The measure of the creation, by the way, here is your faith. So Muslims believe that Allah, he wrote for me 50,000 years before he created me. I'm going to open this chat room today and YouTube, and I'm going to get him busted. This is what they believe. He created the heavens and the earth as his throne was upon the water. The stupid Muhammad, there's in the if we go in the book of Genesis, you will see that when God, he created the earth was covered by water, and this is scientifically proven to be true. You can go right now and search it. Muhammad, he did not make it this way. Muhammad, before he created the heaven and the earth, look with me carefully. I'm not the one who's saying that. Before, which means there is no heaven and there is no earth. Before he created the heavens and the earth, his throne was where? Upon the water. Do you see it? Any one of you guys don't understand? Before he created the heavens and the earth, his throne was where? Above the water. That's mean the first thing Allah created was the water. and there was nothing. The water is not in the earth. This is independent water. We do not know how it is. Do you see it? So the first thing Allah created was not the space, was not the stars, was not Adam, was not the earth. It was the water, because his throne was above the water before he created the heaven and the earth. Now how that can work, I want a Muslim to tell me. The Muslim, they say, the Muslims, we believe in the Big Bang. Big what? You need a Big Bang in your head, you idiot. What bang? You Muslims believe in the Big Bang? If this is true, how you can solve this? But the fool Muhammad, he tried to copy from the Old Testament, but he messed it up. The earth was covered by water, but there was earth. There was earth. Here, there is no earth, and there is no space. A question, Muslims. I have a question, please. You know, me as an Arab, I'm very naive. I want your help, please. How the water is located in a place where there's no place? To make it simple for you, when we say the word heavens, that's mean the space. When we say the word earth, that's mean our planet, supposedly. Where was the water? If there is no heaven and there is no earth, how we can contain water without dimension? I mean, there is no space. Shouldn't we create a space for it first? If there's no space and there's no earth, so and Allah was where? If there's no space and there's no earth, Allah was on the shelf. So Allah have a physical throne, and how many? Anyone remember how many goats they carry Allah? Allah will be carried by 8 goats. The Muslim, they said it's 8 angels. So it's a physical throne. This physical throne, written in it the name of Muhammad, written the Shahada, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, and Muhammadun is Abdul of Allah. So Allah, he wrote in his chair the Shahada. This is a physical chair, and his chair is in the top of the water. Okay, where is the water? That explains what we are talking about. The earth, according to Islamic science, if we can call it this way, is swimming in the top of the water. Just to refresh your memory, for those who forgot what we said before, if we go to chapter Noon, chapter Qaf, which is chapter 50, verse number 1, that will make perfect sense. The sky is held by a mountain, and this mountain surrounding the earth. This is number 1. All right. This is number 1. So the earth is surrounded in a certain way by the mountains. Okay. And if we go to chapter Noon, not Qaf, chapter Noon, let's open it. All right. I don't know why the website is not my mouse is frozen. All right. Anyway, if we go to Surah Al-Qalam, here we go, it's working. Surah Al-Qalam, here we go. All right. Here you will see this is chapter 68, verse number 1. 68, verse number 1. You will see here it says that and this is the cousin of Muhammad, saying the following, the interpretation of the verse, that the earth is floating on the top of the water because it's carried by in the back of a whale which is in the water, and beneath the whale and the water there is a ball. I don't know how this ball he can breathe under the water, you know. So this is the major understanding of Islam, how the earth is floating. It's floating in the top of the water. This is why you see the Quran says that the sun set in the murky water. If you remember, we made a video about it just a few days ago. The sun set in the murky water. Come on. Hold on. I don't wanna cause you to have a cross eyes by scrolling like this. There you are. Chapter 18, verse number 86. He found the sun sitting in a murky water. All right. He found the sun sitting in a hot water. Actually, not murky as murky. It's dark, hot water. So where he found the sun sitting in a murky water, and the Muslims, they argue with us about it, so we get them busted, if you remember, because Muhammad himself, he said that clearly, that the sun set in murky water. So Zulqarnain, he went all the way until he found where the sun set. And where was the sun sitting? He found it sitting in a spring of murky water. Who is the one who's talking? Is Allah, not Alexander the Great. Which means we cannot accuse Alexander the Great to be stupid in this case, because the stupid one is talking is Allah, claiming that Alexander the Great, he found it. The one is reporting the story is Allah, not Alexander the Great. All right. So he found the sun sitting in a murky water. Now how we can prove that? Muhammad himself, he confirmed that. If we go here, let us open a new one. All right. Here we go. I was sitting behind the messenger of Allah. By the way, Muhammad, he liked men to sit behind him. Who was riding a donkey while the sun was setting. So what is the occasion? It was a romantic moment between Abu Dharr and Muhammad. Abu Dharr is holding the waist of the Prophet, peace upon him, and he's sitting behind him, and they have a romantic moment where the sun is setting. I think this is something all of you dream to have. Like, imagine you are in the Caribbean, or you know, you are in Thailand, and you are riding an elephant, and you have your wife with you, or your fiancée, and then she is holding you from behind, and she asks you, and you say to her, do you know where the sun set? And your fiancé will say, what? Huh? She will be like shocked of your question, and like you want to show her, you want to show her how smart you are. You know, this is the purpose of this question. You know, to show her that you are educated. I advise you to do that, by the way. If you are with your wife or your fiancé, do that. Like, let her ride behind you in a horse or a donkey or even a car, it doesn't matter, or motorcycle. And then when the sun is setting, says to her, do you know where the sun set? And she will say, like, what? She will be shocked. Huh? Even her mascara from her eyes will be like, she will be crying. You will see blue tears is coming, because that was shocking for her. She wasn't expecting that from you. And then he said to her, repeat again, please repeat. Do you know where the sun is sitting? And then she would say, like, what? Huh? Who? And then you show her how smart you are, and you continue saying, do you know where the sun set? Say it for the third time. And she would reply, she would say, only you, my love, and Allah know better. Wow. I mean, imagine that moment, how proud you will be about yourself. She just said to you, only you and Allah know better, know best. And in this moment, don't hesitate. Shoot. Give her the surprising news so that you will see how amazing you are with knowledge. You say to her, it's set in a spring of warm water, hot water. I mean, the second you say to your fiancée that the sun set in a hot water, she will give you a hot hit with her high heels shoes in your head. And I can assure you that. I mean, how amazing that is, knowledge. Muhammad, he found where the sun set. Wow. And you guys, you play me why I keep singing from time to time the song, oh mommy, mommy blue, oh mommy blue. So this is where the water is coming from. So the water is where the throne of Allah above, and the sun run every day from point A to point B to sit in the murky water which is under the throne of Allah. Are you getting the point? Now even we can show you that from the Quran. Huh? If we go in the Quran, hold on, man, I'm going to today I'm going to speak until tomorrow morning with my translator. God help me with my voice. All right, if we go in the Quran, Lord have mercy. It says the following. Chapter 11, verse number 7. Just to confirm, that's what the Muslims believe. You see, now they cannot say the Quran is wrong. You see, they can say the Hadith is weak, all those games, but it's, you know, let them get them busted. The Quran says in chapter 11, verse number 7. Yusuf Ali translation. He, it is who. I mean, this is funny. I mean, Allah is the one is talking, but yet he say he, it is who. Imagine Christian Prince is speaking to you and he says to you, he, it is who. And you ask me, who is he and who it is who? And then you say, it's me. He, it is who? Are you sure, Abdul? Let us continue together. He, it is who created the heaven and the earth in 6 days, and his throne was above the water. Now here you might be confused. You might say to you, oh, maybe the water was above the earth. No, as we showed you, Muhammad, he confirmed that before he created the earth and the heaven, his throne was above the water. You see it? Before he created the earth and the heaven, his throne was where? Above the water. When before he created the heavens and the earth. I'm speaking it slow for the dumb one, Abdul. So the Quran confirmed that the throne of Allah was above the water, and the sun set where? Under the throne of Allah, which is what? The water. And the earth is flat and it's floating in the top of the water. Do you see it? Somebody is asking, is the throne is a physical chair? Absolutely. Let me show you. If we go in the Quran, we will find the following. Guys, if you are enjoying what we are doing here, don't forget to subscribe, okay? At the end of every month, Allah provide us with versions, brand new versions. Nobody touched them. No genie, no mankind, not even Trump. I swear by Allah. So subscribe, click at the link there to subscribe. So if you like to get versions at the end of the month, you know, no Trump touched them. No Trump, no genie, no mankind. They are not touched yet. All right? Subscribe immediately. Please, 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 immediately. Right now, right now. Jibril is watching. Jibril is watching. If you don't subscribe, I will unleash Jibril in you. Do you know that Allah he have a dog? This is a different story, maybe later. But Muhammad was talking about the chapter of An-Najm, the star. The star was failing, so he said, Muhammad, I worship the star of the Najm, the Lord of the stars. So his cousin, he says to him, I don't believe in the Lord of the stars. Muhammad, he said to him, aren't you afraid that Allah will send his dog to eat you? Like, what the heck? Allah have a dog? All right. So what was the question? Yeah. Allah chair. Yeah. If we go to the Quran, we will find the following verse. Come on. All those speaking about the chair of Allah. But this is not the one I want. Wait. I'm going to have a cross eyes by flipping this page in front of you. You see, the problem is this website, it doesn't function correctly most of the time. All right. وترى الملائكة حافين من حول العرش يسبحون بحمد ربهم. And you see the angels surrounding the throne of Allah, praising Allah. So they are what? They are around the throne of Allah. You can't be around something unless it is physical, right? Otherwise, around what? Right? And though wilt you see the angels surrounding the throne in all sides. So this throne have sides, have edges, have ends. If we go in different translation, or let's see different verse, which is more important, will make more things clear. الذين يحملون العرش, those who carry the throne. So the throne of Allah is being carried, verse number 7, chapter 40, verse number 7. And those angels who bear the throne of Allah. Do you see it? So the angels, they are carrying the throne. The throne of Allah is not floating by itself. It doesn't work by an engine or anything. No, it has to be carried by angels. It's like Santa Claus. Now, in different verse, it says clearly how many exactly they carry the throne. They are 8. Let us see. Chapter 69, verse number 17. And the angels of its sides, and 8 angels that they will bear the throne. Do you see it? So there is 8 angels specifically are going to carry the throne. If we go to the interpretation, we will see that those angels, they have 4 faces, each one of them. If we go right now to the interpretation, 69:17. All right. Yeah, the throne of God in Christianity, my friend, is not literally, because God, our God, is not. No throne can contain him, and there's no dimension can contain our God. He is the Almighty. The throne is a symbolic of his authority, that he is the King of Kings. That is not a throne which can be carried. Read with me here. And the angels will be in the sides therefore, on its extremist, in sides, differences, direction, apart, and 8. He says 8 different angels. Each one of them have 4 different faces: a human face, a face of an eagle, a face of a lion, and a face of a bull. So those angels, they have, each one of them have 4 faces. All right. The 4 living creatures is from the Bible, and even 4 yeah, but that is metaphorical. This is not you see, the Bible have different story. Like if you go in the Bible as an example, describe the beast, right? That is metaphorical. That is not literally. Here we are speaking about literal interpretation. Those angels, they have faces of a human, a face of an eagle, a face of a lion. So those are real faces the way they are. All right. So the important for us right now that the throne of Allah is above the water. We confirm that from the Quran. The throne of Allah is carried by the angel. It's a physical throne. The water is exist before the earth and the heaven was exist. And for sure, all of this is absolutely mistakes. Now, going back to our topic where Allah, He come down every third part of the night, where we open Google for it, if you remember, Allah come down every third part of the night. To accept such a thing, I have to accept that the earth have only 1/3 part of the night. Correct? Because how Allah can come every third part of the night? Which third part of the night? The earth have only one time zone? Huh? How many times Allah go up and down? And actually this hadith is very important. I encourage the Christians to save it because it get Muhammad busted big deal. Why? Let us explain with Google. Google can solve the problem. Look with me. If Allah is coming down every third part of the night, this is the earth based on the sun, like day and night. You see the dark side and the day side. So the one have light in it right now is where is day. The one has dark side in it is where is night. All right. So Allah will come only in the third part of the night. The third part of the night is almost before morning. So that will make it here right now, based on the timer right now, the moment we are in, that will make it here. Allah will come down. This is the third part of the night. They don't have the sun coming yet. They are going to see it soon. All right. This is Europe. So soon they will have the sun in Europe and other places. And this is the time where Allah come every third part of the night and every day. That's mean Muhammad is teaching the Muslims that there's only one day and there's only 1/3 part of the night, and that for all the Muslims. But we know that this cannot be true unless the earth is flat and the sun is fixed or running over it in the flat direction, you know. So to make it correct, the earth have to be as the following. I'm going to draw in the top of the hold on. This is the third part of the night. Let us how we can, here we go. Yeah, that will be better. All right. So the earth in Muhammad description is not a circle. It's a flat earth, and all of it is going to have third part of the night in the same time. And for sure this is impossible, because the earth is the flat. As you see here, there is sun, here there's dark. So where is the third part of the night? Every 2 hours there's third part of the night somewhere. You know, if we go here, you know, it's not a fixed timing. That's impossible. So this is a clear mistake from the mouth of Muhammad, explaining how he think of the earth. Same time, and this is obviously Muhammad, he never thought that the earth is have many time zones. He think it's the same time. Always Allah, he come in the third part of the night. Now look at this. Allah come in the third part of the night for what purpose? To ask the Muslims who need me, who invoke me, who is asking me for forgiveness so I may forgive him. Allah, he go down from the highest heaven. Let us say this is the highest heaven here. He go down here. Let us say this is the lowest heaven. The heaven in Islam is 7 heavens. He stopped here. All right. What is the purpose of the strip from above to down? Is to ask Muslims who need me, who is praying for me, who need forgiveness so I may forgive him. But this is mean Allah cannot perform his job as God from the top of the throne. This is where his throne is located. It's here. Allah have to move every night or every day in the third part of the night from point A to point B. And what is the purpose of this movement? To perform certain job. Oh, hold on, let me switch to English. This is point A and this is point B. Allah cannot listen to the Muslims from his throne. Allah, he cannot listen to the invoke of the Muslims. Allah cannot receive the prayer of the Muslims. Allah cannot even see who is asking for forgiveness of the Muslims unless he go down. Then how you call him Almighty? Because what this is mean, Allah cannot receive your prayer because it's far away. He's far. There's no reception there. There's no reception. Allah reception is limited. Maybe he is using AT&T. So in order to receive your prayer, he have no choice but to go down every third part of the night so he may hear your prayer. And this is absolutely stupid. Muslim, they say God he hear us, God as he see us, God as he witness us, God he see everything, God etc. But God he cannot even receive our prayer unless he go down. And imagine how it is embarrassing that God have to come every day. I mean, do you know how big the galaxy, guys, is? Do you know how big the galaxy? How small the Earth is compared to the galaxy? Huh? We are just a piece of dust in this amazing space. There is billions and billions and trillions of billions of stars, and Allah come every day to do what? To look for a piece of dust, look in the middle of, exist in the middle of nowhere, and the purpose is to hear who is there praying. You know what I mean? This is God. Where is the earth? Where is the earth in this? Where we can find the earth here? There's tons of galaxies, tons of stars, and the earth is not even a piece of dust. And God, he will come every day looking for this little tiny earth. And what is the purpose? To hear the prayer? That's amazing. That's amazing. Amazing is stupid, I mean. There is tons of planets, thousands, millions. Nobody knows really the numbers. The Bible says it clearly. Nobody knows. Nobody can count the stars. For a very simple reason, because their number is not fixed. Number change. How a prophet of God claimed that God told him this, he says such a thing? Obviously, he's making fun of you Muslims. Seriously, he's making fun of you. If you really believe Muhammad saying those things to you and you really believe in it, it's mean you are crazy. You must be crazy. You see, I'm zooming in and it's endless. Billions of stars, and every star is in the side of the earth, the size of the earth, like maybe million times. So this is how much the Muslims, they see their God as like Islam God is very funny. He is like Santa Claus. Santa Claus, he come to the chimney to hear who is, what do you want? What do you want for a Christmas? Is that God or Santa Claus? For sure we cannot compare. Santa Claus is a good person and he was real. Allah is fake and he's not real and he's a bad person. So Allah come every night in the third part of the night, because simply there's one time zone on the earth. And actually even the Quran confirmed that. The Quran says sorry, the Quran said, let us switch to Arabic. Come on, stupid search engine. All right. Oh boy, hold on. This search engine is really an idiot. No wonder it's chosen by Muslims. Let us go here. All right. Maybe that will help. In the Quran, we will see that the angels, they are coming down. Let me switch so your eyes will not hurt from this. The search engine is stupid. I can open it directly, but it doesn't show that all the translation. I want to show you all the translation so the Muslims will not say he is choosing his own. Always the angels come down by the order of Allah. Always come down. And the question is, they are coming down from where? All right. All right, finally we find the verse. Look with me. And I will show you the translation one by one, so the Muslim will not say I'm picking up my cherries. Chapter 70, verse number 4. Verse number 4, Yusuf Ali. And the angels, the spirit scanned into him in the day, a measurement, the measurement therefore as a 50,000 years. So how long it take the angels to go down, to go up, sorry, to Allah, is 50,000 years. This is supposedly in the judgment day. So in the judgment day, look like the distance between us and Allah is expanding, is going far. Why is that is happening? Because Allah simply is not going down no more to the lowest heaven where he he received the invocation. So the fact nothing changing except that he is not coming anymore down where we showed you here in the hadith. He come down every day in the third part of the night. So the fact that there's nothing changing in the space or in the distance. The only difference is before or now Allah come down every third part of the night, and the angels they come up to him, and then they deliver the prayer because Allah reception is not good. So Allah he says, who is praying for me? Allah, who is asking me for forgiveness? Who is the one who need my help, etc. But in the judgment day, there's no more receiving for invoke. Allah will sit in his throne, and his throne is 50,000 years far away. 50,000 years far away. Now 50,000 years in what, in our count, now is that true? You can go right now and search in the internet in Google or go to NASA and see how far, let us say, any star is, because 50,000 years is not really a smart measurement. Why? Because 50,000 years by days is nothing compared to the speed of light. He's talking about it take 50,000 years. What is the speed he's talking about? What is the speed of the measurement of the 50,000 years? Because timing have to go with measurement, the distance. If you want to measure how much it take you to go from this city to the city, you have to calculate the speed, and then you divide the speed on the distance, and then you find out how far it is. According to Muhammad, the distance between every sky and every other sky is 500 years. Let us see if I can show you the hadith. Remember, when we say 500 years, this is based on what? This is based on the speed of a camel, because at that time people they ride a camel. Here we go. $500 years. Let us see the 500 years. Come on. Where is the hadith? All right. Read with me, please. The Prophet SAW, this is a new BMW car, by the way, said, their evaluation is indeed like what is between the heaven and the earth, a distance of 500 years. Do you see it? Guys, is it clear? Is it clear? So what is the distance? What is the maximum distance? Is 500 years. Any Muslim have an answer for this? What a camel he can accomplish in 500 years to go to the moon? How we can arrive? Remember, guys, Muhammad is speaking to who? Speaking to the people like him, human. So when he says the distance between the earth and the heaven is 500 years, he's measuring that by the travel of a human being. Are you following me? Are we following? Muhammad is speaking about who? Distance for who? How I can say the distance of 500 years? Because at that time people, they use animals and there's only one speed, like what a camel can do. Those are people of the desert and they use camels. So what is the speed of the camel? 30 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, something like that. So 500 years distance of a travel for a camel, that is nothing. This is the max. This is the distance between the earth and the heaven. That is stupid. There is places, maybe I don't know, like I cannot suggest how far it is, but I'm assuming it might take you hundreds of years by the speed of light to arrive somewhere in some galaxies, and maybe more. We do not know how big the space is. So when Muhammad he is saying 500 years, he got himself busted again, because he described a limited space, and that space is measured by 500 years distance, and that is the speed of a human being at that time to travel, and that cannot be true. Do we have any Muslim here? Do we have any Muslim? The funny, until now I did not find one Muslim he want to refute us. I'm not sure why. Where's the Abdul? Yeah, actually Muhammad he mentioned that many times, by the way. It's not only like one time, you know, about the 500 years. Read with me here. From the Prophet regarding Allah saying, and the couches rised high, he said, their height is sorry, as what is between the heaven and the earth. The distance of the two of them is 500 years. Do you see it? This is obviously a physical measurement, not a metaphorical measurement. This is not something metaphorical, as you see. The throne or the couches of who? Those are the couches of the Abdul. Allah, he will promise every Abdul 70 to 80,000 virgin for sex, and he will be laying down in the top of his couch, and his couch will be raised high, very high. And what is the distance between the couch, which is in the space in the heaven of Allah, and the earth? Is 500 years. Do you see it? Any Abdul? And you know what is 5? Actually, I don't know if somebody of you can calculate for us the number of how much a camel he can travel in 500 years. Because camel, by the way, cannot keep going 24 hours. You know, he have to sleep, he have to eat, he have, you know, he have to rest. He's an animal, you know. So the travel of 500 years, this is what, about 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day traveling of a camel. That will not make any difference, you know. It's nothing. It's like going nowhere. And you know, always we think that when we speak about space, we think that Muhammad he have the same understanding of a space like us. The fact, it doesn't. First of all, read with me here. It says the couches raised high. High where? When we say high, what does that mean? It's mean he is assuming that this is above of him. Is that correct? When I say raised high, That's mean this is going up. It's not going down. So you are going to rise high. The sky for Muhammad is always what is above, because the earth is flat. And then the distance is 500 years. However, we see Muhammad making more stupid mistakes in different places. Let me show you. You know, when a stupid guy, he talk too much, he make a lot of mistakes. Like, it's normal for a human being, by the way, to make mistakes, but this guy, he is doing it like he's a professional fabricator, you know. Look with me here. If we go which hadith I should show you? Which one? Let me squeeze it. Which one? Ah, yeah. Read with me, please. The Prophet said that the Nile River and the Euphrates are rivers of the heaven. What? How that can be? According to Muhammad, the Euphrates River and the Nile River, they are rivers from the heaven, but the Euphrates River is in Iraq. And the Nile River is in Africa. And the heaven is in the space. You know what I mean? How this happen? Guys, are you listening? How he says to us that the heaven, your couches will be 500 years high, a distance of a 500 years travel high. And then he says to us that Shihan and Jihan and Euphrates and Nile are amongst the rivers of paradise. What's wrong with this man? In different hadith, Muhammad, he says there's two rivers who they are hiding and two rivers are not hiding in the heaven. Look what he says here. Actually, I like this hadith here. I was raised up to the lotus tree. Now, anyone knows what is this lotus tree? Who knows what this tree is? Anyone knows? This is the airport of Allah. In the heaven of Islam, there's a tree. It's called Sidratul Muntaha. It is the airport. Did you watch what his name? What her name? Alice in the Wonderland. How many of you watched the movie? Did you guys watch it? In the movie of Alice in the Wonderland, Alice, she go inside the tree. And how she get inside the tree? She go inside the roots of the tree. Down the roots, there's a hole, and she go inside and she go to different world, right? This is exactly the heaven of Islam. So there's a tree in the heaven of Allah. It's called the Sidrat al-Muntaha. Sidrat al-Muntaha. And here in English they type it as lotus tree, which is not really correct. And Muhammad, he appeared from that tree. That is the point. This is the airport of Islam. So here the Prophet, he landed under the lotus tree, and that lotus tree, you can walk underneath of it for 100 years. And the fruit of this tree is anything you wish. Fruit is made from gold and silver, clothes, couches, furniture, whatever you want. This is the fruit of this tree. You walk underneath of it for 100 years. And then look what Muhammad says. And he saw 4 rivers, 2 which is coming out and 2 is going in. Those which is coming out were the Nile and Euphrates. Oh boy. So Muhammad, who claimed that the heaven of Allah is in the 7th heaven and the Sudratul Muntaha is where Allah house almost there, and yet the Nile River and the Euphrates River is coming from underneath of that tree. Any Muslim want to explain to us how such a stupid statement is made? I'm sure they will not. We have to help Eugenia. Who is Eugenia? I see Eugenia in the text. Well, Eugenia, you do not need to learn how to pray to Jesus, my friend. It's very simple. Just open your heart for him. Guys, do we Christians, we have a way to pray? Do our Lord require us to stand up and sit down and shake our heads in a certain way, in a funny way? I mean, this is silly, right? You can pray in any way you want. Jesus said you can close your closet, which means nobody see you, and pray. Say, our Father out of heaven. Speak to him. He listen. So there's no way to pray, my friend. Just open your heart, just be decent. That is a true prayer. Anything else is a fabrication. Sitting down, standing up, you know, bowing. You can. It's up to you. If you want to bow down, it's up to you. It's not wrong. But I'm saying God is not really about those things. You see, Islam became a religion of rituals, not a religion of spirituals. Everything in Islam is ritual. They have to wake up in a certain time, as if Allah is a bus station. He's a bus. He will not take your prayer unless you are in time. You have to say the same certain words which he himself he said, which is very stupid because you are not praying anyway. You know, when a Muslim he repeat Al-Fatiha, let me show you. As long as we open this topic, I think we cover already. We showed the Muslims how the earth is a flat already, and you will be stupid dumb if you cannot see it. This is your business now. Otherwise, I can show more reference. But if we go to Al-Fatiha, chapter number 1, verse chapter 1 in the Quran. This is what the Muslim says every day, 5 times a day. I mean, how stupid it is, how boring it is to recite the same prayer for the rest of your life. So where is the prayer? You are simply repeating what Allah said, not what you said. And this prayer actually have a lot of questions because it's very stupid, because it says in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. How in the world you say in the name of Allah? Are you Allah? Are you making a speech? You are praying. And how Allah he says in the name of Allah if he is the one is talking? Then how Allah he says praise be to Allah? Allah says praise be to Allah. The Muslim, they will say to you, oh no, this is a prayer. That's not true. This is what Allah said, and he never said to you this is a prayer. Never. The chapter in the front of us, it doesn't say anywhere say or pray like this. So Allah says in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. This is very weird. Then Allah he says praise be to Allah, the creator, the sustainer of the world, and the most gracious, most merciful. Already you said that here, correct? Already you said that there. Why you are repeating yourself? Because there's nothing to say. Muhammad is fabricating a prayer. Already he said that. The master of the judgment day. Thee do we worship and his aid we seek. Like, hold on. Who's talking? Allah. Allah saying, thee do we worship and thin aid we seek. Show us the straight way. And here he says, the way of those whom you hast bestowed the grace, and those who partition not worth, etc. Which mean those who they are, you know, like don't make us the same as the lost Christians and the cursed Jews. However, Al-Fatiha, a prayer, was nothing but a theft from our prayer, which Jesus he taught us, which was just an example of how to pray. Our Father out of heaven. It's a theft. Muhammad is trying to come with something equal to the Christian prayer, our Father out of heaven. However, do we need to pray and say our Father out of heaven when we pray? Absolutely not. You can pray as way as you like. Say whatever you want to the Lord. He's all listening. He's always hearing. Words is words, and God judge you by your heart, by what you mean. Many people, they say to me, Lord, Lord, but they will not enter the kingdom of my Father. Why? Because they are not doing his will. Do we have any other question? Yeah, we have one final thing actually. This Abdul, he said in Facebook, he said, let me show you what he said here. Let us zoom in with this Abdul here. This is what he said. Supposedly he is answering me regarding a previous video I made, and he is making a false debate between me and him. Someone, his name is Danny Chard. I did not talk to him, by the way. I never this conversation never happened between me and this Abdul, but he is a fabricator like he's a prophet with no shame. So he put the name I use in Facebook, and he claimed that he is debating me in text, which is absolutely false. So look what he said. I mentioned in the video that the divine, the inspiration arrived to Muhammad in the sound of a bell, and Muhammad, he said that the instrument of shaitan is the bell. So look what this Abdul, he is refuting me with, just to show you how ignorant those Muslims are. All right. This is what he posted, not my posting. Remember, I'm not the one is saying a word. This is not my statement. This is his. All right. I'm just showing you what he said. All right. Narrated the authority of Aisha, the mother of the faithful believers, etc., etc. He said, the apostle, how the divine inspiration revealed to you. Allah apostle replied, sometimes it's revealed like the ringing of a bell. Like what? A ringing of a bell. I want you to take a note of that. Who is saying that? This is the hadith posted by Mr. Salim, who don't speak Arabic, who have no idea what he's talking about. So the revelation revealed to Muhammad as a ring of a bell. All right. This is from the inspiration is the hardest of all. And then he state passes of after I heard, I have grasped what is inspired. Sometimes the angels comes in a form of a man, etc. So when Muhammad, he received inspiration in the sound of a bell, this is the hardest. Then this guy, he fabricated a conversation between me and him. He says, this guy, supposedly me, I don't understand why the prophet said the bell is an instrument of shaitan, and sometimes said some of the revelation come like the sound of a bell. Now a Muslim is answering me. I will explain and turn the table down I hope this one, he will not disappoint you, Christian. My response is simple. The Prophet makes it clear that the bells is a musical instrument of shaitan. Did he make it clear? Yes, he made it clear. Okay. Not bell as a sound, really. What the heck? Guys, it is the bell who is the instrument of shaitan, but not the sound of the bell. Abdul, do you see how stupid you are? When you say instrument, it's mean you are playing a music. It's mean there's a sound. I mean, I don't know who is the donkey who taught you in school language, and who is the donkey who educated you to the point you say such a thing. The second you say, read with me. My response is simple. Prophets make it clear. That is a bell as a musical instrument. That musical instrument of Satan, not the bell as sound. Now, what the word musical instrument mean, Abdul? Not the bell as sound. So your prophet was receiving what? Read with me carefully what you posted for me just a second ago, just to show you how stupid you are. In your statement, you said, like a ringing of a bell. Do you see it? This is your post. In your post, it says he received revelation like a ringing of a bell, which means the sound. It was not the bell. Your prophet, he said that the instrument of shaitan is the bell, which means the sound of the bell, because instrument of a music is a musical. How we can receive a music? We have to hear it, right? Anything will not be called a musical instrument unless it's playing sound. Have you ever heard of a machine is a mute and playing like a musical instrument? So here he says the bell as a musical instrument. Look how smart he is. That is a music instrument of shaitan, not the bell as a sound. That's super smart. Unbelievable. Oh, Lord have mercy. They try to defend their stupid prophet, but they cannot. Example, your doorbell is not a musical instrument of shaitan. Abdul, are you sure? Are you sure? Let us go to the hadith and show you what your prophet he said about the bell, you stupid idiot. Here we go. The bell is one of the musical instrument of shaitan. Okay, read with me, guys. Angels, I heard the messenger of Allah saying, angels do not enter a house which there is a small bell or a bell. Do you see it? Any bell, the bell of your door, small or big, angels of Islam will not enter it, because this is the instrument of shaitan. So what do you mean it was not the bell, it was the instrument, it was the musical instrument? It's the bell itself make a music, and that music is the ringing of the bell. What the bell do? Bell, he belled. And here you will see how much Muhammad from the beginning he hated Christianity, because the Christians are the one who use a bell for the call of the prayer. So Muhammad is making the Muslims hate the Christians by saying their churches is the house of the devil. Angels will never enter a place where there is a bell, for bell is the instrument of shaitan. And later the stupid, we find that he is himself receiving his revelation in the sound of a bell. Look what it says. Angels do not accompany the traveler who have with them a dog and a bill. Do you know, guys, what the bill is? What is the point of a traveler to have a bill with him? Anyone knows? Why the traveler he have a bill? What is the purpose of this? Always the travelers, they put a bell in the neck of their animals, so if they're lost, they can find them, even at night. So look in here, even a bell is hanged on the neck of the animal, still that is the instrument of shaitan. And the angels will not walk with somebody, he is accompanying him by a dog and a bell. And what the bell do? He make a sound of a bell, as simple as that. Here Muhammad, he says the bell is a musical instrument of shaitan. What does that mean? It's mean when the sound of the bell play, that is the music of shaitan. And how Muhammad received the inspiration? In a sound of a bell. And that's showing us how stupid he is. And actually showing us that Muhammad was a sick man. He is suffering from certain kind of diseases. He hears voices. Read with me what the hadith is saying. The angels come to me. Come to me what? With a voice which resembles the sound of a ringing bell. Why? Question. How that can happen? How the angel give Muhammad Quran in a sound of a bell? And then how Muhammad translate the Quran later from the sound of a bell to Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Falafel Shish Kebab Amin. He gave him a sound of a bell. Imagine Lord have mercy. Imagine somebody come to you and then he give you a ring, and then you are a prophet supposedly who will make those rings words. How this happen? Huh? Any Abdul? I will go with you. The angels, they gave Muhammad Quran in the sound of a bell. How that became Arabic? Huh? Any Abdul want to explain to us? And why the sound is so annoying? Because Muhammad is saying that was the most harsh on me. Why is so harsh? Muhammad is hearing sounds and voices in his head and he's going crazy. He is losing conscious. Can't you see that this is stupid? And obviously Muhammad is a stupid man who was suffering from mental issues. He hear voices. Now how we can prove Muhammad is suffering from mental illness? The proof is very simple. In the books, their books, the same books we are reading from, it says clearly that Muhammad, he suffered from mental illness. How we can prove that? Read with me. Let me find the hadith. Once the prophet was bewitched. Like, what the heck? You Muslims, you follow a bewitched prophet? Your prophet was bewitched? Are you sure? How in the world somebody can believe and trust a bewitched prophet? And he began to imagine that he had done a thing, but in fact he did not. What? He imagined what? Had done things, but in fact he did not? What does that mean exactly? It's mean Muhammad suffering from illusion. He's a delusional. He see things they never happen. Not only he see things that never happened, he think he did physically. That's mean this man is suffering from a very mental bad situation. If you arrive to the point you think you did things, like what things exactly we are talking about? Things can be very serious to the point, even physical things like having sex. As an example, Aisha, she said the prophet, he used to imagine himself having sex with his wife, but in fact he never did. All right, here we go, read with me. Narrated by Aisha, the prophet continued for such and such a period of time, imagining, delusionate man, that he had slept, had sexual relationship with his wives, and in fact he did not. What the heck? How you can trust this guy? Muhammad, when he imagined himself having sex with his wife, and later we find out he was not having sex at all. So Muhammad was doing that, what he was seeing in his eyes. How a person he arrived to such a situation that he think he's having sex in the daytime, he's not asleep. Remember, this is not in his sleep. This is in a daytime. The prophet, he think he had sex, but he never did. How you can explain that to me? That explains why Muhammad he hear voices like the bell, and why is so harsh on him, because simply he is suffering from a mental issues. There is a, I don't know what the name of the disease, you know what it's called, like when a guy he loses his conscious, uh, and then by time that illness can start as something small, and by time can cause really a big problem for the brain when you grow up, especially if you don't take care of it when you are a kid. And according to the stories, Muhammad himself, he starts suffering from those problems since he was a kid. Even there's a hadith, it says that they thought that Muhammad is dead when he was a child. He lost his conscience. Let me show you the hadith, hold on. If you remember the story of what it's called Al-Isra wal Mi'raj, which means Muhammad when he went to heaven, it mentioned there that an angels they came to him and they cut his chest, but at that time supposedly he was a child. Let's see. I will try to find you the story. This search engine is really bad. Let's try this. Look at this hadith before I go to Muhammad. how they cut his chest. Look at this hadith, guys, just to show you how stupid Islam is. Narrated Aisha, once of the wives of Allah apostle, joined in him in itikaf, and she noticed the blood and yellowish discharge is coming from her vagina, and she put a dish under her when she prayed. I mean, can you find more trashy, disgusting religion more than this? Why in the world the wife of Muhammad is telling people about what happened to a private part of a woman, and what the point of telling this story? Should we call CNN? Take a picture, take a selfie. A woman, she is bleeding, and she have a dish underneath of her legs, and her vagina is dripping, point, 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 point. And what? Why you are telling me? And she is describing how the color is. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to find you the story. Here we go. Read the story with me. Read the story with me, please. Reported from etc. While he was playing with his playmates. Who? While who playing with his mate? Messenger of Allah. Which means when he was a kid. He took hold of him. Who? Supposedly Jibreel, the angel. And he lay him prostrate on the ground and tore open his breast and took out his heart from it, and then he extracted the blood, a clot out of it. Wow. Where the story is coming from? It's coming from that Muhammad, when he was a kid, he fell down, or let us say he fainted, and everybody he thought he is dead. That is the beginning of the disease and the illness of Muhammad. And then when he grew up, he started making stories about this, what happened to him. Jibreel cut his chest. There's a friend, there's kids around him. Nobody saw such a thing. Not even one person saw that angel who cut his chest. Anyway, let us continue. Let me show you more of the story. And look here, guys. As it says, look how the Muslim have fabricated stories. After the angel, he cut his chest and he washed it with the water of Zamzam. He brought a golden basin and was joined together, and he restored it in its place. The boy is coming running to his mother, i.e. his nurse, and said, verily Muhammad has been murdered. You see it? Verily Muhammad has been murdered. So they think he is dead. They all rushed toward him, and they found him all right. His color was changed. Anas, this guy is a fabricator. I myself, I saw the marks of the needles in his breast. I mean, have you ever heard of an angel of God? He used needles to tie up a cut. The angel, he used needles. Are you sure? The angels, he used needles to put the chest together. It must be a true story. However, here you see that how obvious it was that Muhammad, he was suffering from a mental illness since he was a child. He have a seizure, and that grew up with him, and that caused mental illness to the point he started having illusion. And by the way, I'm not making fun of one if somebody have that that issue, because if you have an illness, I mean, this is not something bad about you. You know, illness is not your fault, even if you have such an illness. But what we are trying to say, that this guy is not a prophet of God. He is just an idiot who have many problems, and yet those Muslims, they worship him as if he's God. Actually, the story get more crazy if you read the whole hadith. Let me show you the hadith. Just to show you how crazy this story is. Uh, I'll try to find the big hadith. Where they install a dish of wisdom. Have you ever heard of somebody? We install a dish of wisdom in his chest. I mean, that's weird. Hold on, let me see. Wow. I'm trying to remember the hadith how it is exactly. I don't remember the number. It's hard to remember all the numbers, you know. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I want to find this hadith. Hold on. I don't want to hurt your eyes by searching. الإسراء. I will find it in a second. Hold on. All right. I want to show you how they install a dish of wisdom. I never heard of somebody, an angel of God is installing a dish of wisdom in the chest of somebody. I mean, that's really weird. تسطن من ذهب. Oh, all right, let's see. Look like I'm not lucky, but I will find it. All right. I think we found it. All right. Sorry guys, it took me a little bit of time because this search engine is not really good, so you have to give a specific words to find it. Read with me. Allah Messenger Saw, which means the BMW, said, the roof of my house was made open. And here you will see here how the Muslims are confused about the story. Once they report the story as if he was a kid, and then once they report the story when he was a married man, to Aisha. Now he is an old man, not a young no more, and he is not a child. So look what the story here, how the story changed. Allah Messenger Saw said, the roof of my house was made open while I was in Mecca on the night of Mi'raj, which means that the night where he went up to the heaven. Jibreel descended. He opened my chest and washed it with the water of Zamzam, and he brought a golden tray full of wisdom and belief, and he poured it on my chest and closed it. Now here I have to make a confession. I don't like really to share this with everybody, but you guys are my friends. You can share this with your friends in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All the wisdom I have, by the way, I get it in a dish. It's very normal in the Middle East that people, they receive wisdom in dishes. If any of you have a lack of wisdom, I am planning soon to open an account in Amazon and start selling dishes of wisdom. Now, if you are an atheist and you want to have faith, we have a solution too. We have dishes of faith. Have you ever heard of somebody, he have a God and he is a prophet of God, he need a dish of wisdom and dish of belief? Do we have any, Abdul? I mean, who is the stupid here? He brought a golden tray full of wisdom. And believe. Is that salad wisdom believe? Assalamu alaikum, brother. Brother, assalamu alaikum. Dr. Zakir Naik. This Dr. Zakir Naik with you. Brother, can I order a dish of wisdom and dish of belief? Brother, sister, first of all, the order of death of wisdom and death of the belief is only specifically is allowed and certified only for the Prophet peace upon him, because the Prophet peace upon him, he was so stupid and so fool to the point Allah he needed to send him a death of wisdom. It was a very big death, and he put all the death of wisdom in his chest, and this is how the Prophet became very wise. And regarding the belief, the Prophet was not a believer, so Allah he sent him a death of wisdom and death of a belief so he can make him a believer. Thank you very much. I mean, who is the stupid here? Allah sending a dish of wisdom and a dish of a belief? Believe me, this is a true story. Question, Muslims. You Muslims, you say, if Allah wants something to happen, he say be is going to be. So why he needed to send 2 angels to make a surgery to Muhammad to cut his chest, clean his heart? What his heart full of what? What do you mean he clean his heart? He's a prophet already. He opened up my chest. Muhammad is the first one who did the plastic surgery in history. Huh? And then they wash it with the water of Zamzam. Go right now and watch the documentary made by the BBC. They found that Zamzam is full of arsenic. It's poisoned water. It's very bad water. It's like each cup you drink from the water of Zamzam is the same as you are smoking 1 box of cigarettes. He brought a golden tray Why it's golden, by the way? I mean, can't we use a plastic dish? Ah, you think like, do you think that Allah will send the wisdom in a silver tray, or no, no? Come on, are you kidding me? Allah will not send wisdom in a silver tray, or in a plastic tray, or in a porcelain tray. It have to be golden tray. And look, it's not half full. See, look with me, please. It's full of wisdom. Full. Do you notice the word full? Allah, the Almighty, will never send a dish half wisdom. It's always full of wisdom. Okay, this dish full of wisdom, how many kilograms? And how wisdom's shape look like? Any Muslim can explain? Where exactly they install the wisdom? In the chest of Muhammad, in his nipples? And why Muhammad needed a dish of faith? He was short in faith. And why Allah don't install a dish of wisdom in the every Muslim now? Is that only a license for the Prophet, or because your Prophet was so stupid to the point he needed plastic surgery to fix his stupid wisdom? Lord have mercy. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to stay longer, because after maybe half hour from now, I'm going to start speaking with my translator. We are working in the book, which is the translation of my second book, the Quran and Science in Depth, to the Dutch language. So yesterday we spoke almost for 8 hours, and today we want to finish, because the book should be out soon in Amazon for those who they speak Dutch language. All right, now if you like to get my books, you can go to Amazon and you can search for my name, Christian Prince. You will find The Deception of Allah as the first book, and you will find Quran and Science in Depth. Both books, actually, they meant to be one book. And actually right now we are doing more work in the second book, like additional proofreading to correct some grammatical errors, etc. So soon it's going to be even better from what it is now, but it's fine for now. I mean, it's just simple stuff. And for sure you can find my books translated in German language, in Swedish, and in French. All right, so feel free if you like to read my books, and my videos are for free. I encourage people to copy my videos, and you can post them in your channel, and don't worry, I'm not going to flag you for using my videos. Just don't claim that those are yours, and don't claim that this is your channel as a Christian Prince. And don't forget just to post the link which is shown under the video, which is will lead people to see how to contact me. Do we have any question from anyone? Any question? And by the way, if any of you would like to invite me to his church, remember this. If you like to invite me to your church, like I am invited to some churches right now, things get busy usually in the winter time, because winter time people don't go out, etc. So churches activities like seminars, etc., they go more let's say active. So if you like to invite me to your church, let me know, and I do it for free. I'm not like those guys who they want to go to your church, they have to get paid. Absolutely free. I will not take a penny. All right, I don't do what I do for money. If people want to help and donate, they are more than welcome, but I will be happy to come to a church full of poor people before I come to a church full of rich people. This is why I went all the way to Asia and like countries like Philippines, and you can ask those who I went to their churches. I never took a penny from them. So what we do is for free and for his glory. is not for the glory of any person. And some people, they think I do only work in the internet. This is absolutely false. But I don't like to be famous as me, because I'm not working for my glory. People do not know my real name. People do not know how I look like, because simply I believe this is not important. However, if you want to see how I look like, and that will scare the hell of you, just invite me to your church and you will see it then. And then you will be sorry. All right? You will be really sorry. My friend, I'm not saying to you, you need to donate. Did I ever say to anyone to donate? Guys, I just said, I love the poor. Those who can help us, feel free to help. If you don't want to help, it's fine. If somebody is poor, you know, you are doing your best. You can help me still. You can copy my videos. Like when I'm broadcasting right now, you can copy the link and post in Facebook. That doesn't cost money, right? What we need is help. And when we say help, is just doing what a Christian should do. Nobody is asking you to do something is not required. All right? Do what you as a Christian should do. And what a Christian should do is working for the benefit of the Lord. If you see what we do here is for His glory, then support us. Those who can support by donation, they will. Those who cannot, they can just download the video, make a YouTube account. Actually, you can make monies from my videos. You can download videos to your YouTube account and you can put advertising on them and you will collect money every month. What about that? You know? So still you can support us and you can be a good help. So if you like to invite me to your church, I don't want to repeat myself, it's for free. But remember, I am not politically correct. So when you talk to your church about me, tell them this guy is not the same as the rest. He say it as it is. I don't care who he like it. I don't care who hate it. However, I never made a speech in a church and people don't love it. Never. As an example, once we went to a church, supposedly we were going to do one-day seminar. Actually, 3-hour seminars. Then the 3 hours became like 9-10 hours. Imagine I'm standing on my feet all the day. People leaving, people coming out, you know, like still I am in the stage. And then they told me, can you come tomorrow? I said, okay, tomorrow. So I came tomorrow. And then the second day they said to me, can you come tomorrow? This is the third day. I said, okay, I will come tomorrow. I keep coming 4 days, and then they said to me, we can. They wanted to come, but there's activities. It was a Friday. We arrived on Friday. And there was an activity in the church, and they have to use the space which we use for the speech, for the seminar. So we have to stop. So we did a great job. People, they thought they would listen to me for an hour, and they will get bored. But people, they invite more. Every day we have a new people coming, and more people coming. Last time I did a seminar, this was in the Philippines. I found a lady. She came to shake hand with me. I said, I remember you. I think we spoke before, right? She said, yeah, I always follow your seminars. I said, aren't you bored? She said, every time I come to your seminar, I think, or I thought I learn it all, and then I notice I know nothing yet, because each time you say something different, something new. So this is why I always follow you when you have a seminar. What island I am in? I am in the state, my friend. I am in the state. All right. So if you want to invite me, feel free, and I will be free. I will be happy to do it. Now people, they want to invite us, they want to help us with the ticket, pay for the ticket. That would be wonderful, you know. But it's not really important. Actually, you know, record my seminars and post them, because I don't know if people, they will like it, you see, because it's not up to me. I don't like to post. First of all, I don't show in the camera, you know. I don't like it. I don't like cameras, you know. I'm not if you look at my computers, I have like thousands of pictures. When I go anywhere, I take pictures, but none of them is for me, because I like to take pictures of beautiful things, not something disgusting. I look like Ahmadinejad, like Muhammad. So I don't really take pictures of what I do, but we take videos. We have videos, and I don't post them because maybe people don't. They are not going to be happy to be in the internet. However, I have supposedly a seminar. I think is going to be in December 24th, and we will have between 700 to 1,000 people in that seminar. I'm thinking to do live broadcast using my phone, but the phone will be facing the church, which means you can hear me, you cannot see me, but you can see them. Or we can make it facing the display, you know, the projector, the screen. And you know, the reason I can do that because this is church. They post always their seminars in the internet, so which means they don't have a problem with posting it. You know, they are okay with it already because I saw that they are doing that already in their YouTube. So if this is the case, if they have no problem to do it, then I can do live broadcast and you can be with me in that seminar. All right, but it might be like through the phone or the camera and the computer. We will see. Now, anyone would like to contact me or have any request for me, there's a link underneath of the video. Feel free to contact me, and if you have a special request, like to make a video about something, to refute somebody, if I did not speak about that already, I will be happy to do so. What island are you in? What do you mean island? What island? I wish I live in Ireland. I live in the state. Anyway, guys, soon I have my translator. I will work with him about the translation for the book. So thank you very much for being with us. I hope today we cover many issues and we were able to answer and refute some of the Abdul's false statements about the Bible. Same time we showed them how stupid their belief is and how mad it is their prophet and their God. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. I mean to that, and see you soon again. Bye-bye.